Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota and I garden in Zone 4B. It is September and it is 100 degrees today, and I thought I'd take you on a quick container tour. It is now about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and these are just getting intense sun. Love it. All three of them are the same. This is Lophos. This is a coleus I started, Colocha Sunset, with some beautiful caladiums. And then Prince Tut grass, which is loving its life in this one. Like the size of these, I love that. So definitely loving the heat. Tried doing a tour in the morning and everybody was out in the morning because I guess nobody wants to be out when it's 100 degrees. Love this caladium, red flash, started from corms. I do need to deadhead. I normally don't let my coleus do this, but at this point, it is kind of pretty. Loving those containers. And it all works with this area, so I probably will stick with these colors. Because it's just, there's poor heucheras, Palace Purple. Like it's a lot of lime greens, reds. Just repeat it over here just to add some consistency. I'm not going to show you all of the containers, just the ones that are doing pretty good. It's blooming pretty nicely. Foliage is still staying really nice. Pink passion. All of the petunias in containers I started from seed. I don't like that color here. And I think maybe what it is maybe it's not quite so much the color. It's just the fact that I've got this pink here and then with the red caladiums over there. It's just not jiving. I love this container. I did trim up the petunias that were in there. They were beautiful in June, and now to me it's the Alternanthera Purple Prince. That's the foliage there and that takes full sun. Is an absolute favorite. And what else is really neat is that finally the Gara is starting to pop through. And then the pelargoniums are looking fantastic. Apple blossom. All of these plants I started from seed. But look, I had some Savannah ruby grass. And I've got a plume up here. That is just going to be gorgeous. So I have, I think, a clump here, here, and then in back. So, really liking this container now. Kind of glad the petunias petered out, because then everything else could kind of shine. But oh, I love the foliage. And then this one perked up, looking fantastic. We haven't had any rain, I think, since the last container tour, so things can't get smushed down at this point. So with the rain, it probably will, but the marigolds are looking fantastic. And then some petunias in here, but I mean, the marigolds are just taking over, and I'm letting them. I think they're just so easy. And then the artichoke, look at this. Remember, it was non-existent, and then the container looked like crud because the rain battered it all down, and then this was able to fill in. Lots of grasshoppers. So if you remember, all of these baskets have shockwave denim petunia in it, except for this one. And remember how I was raving about how I like the trilogy? Well, I did trim this one too, and this one's just kind of not looking so hot. So I kind of take it back about the shockwave. but there's a little more trimming on it, but look how tight those blooms are. So I will do the shockwave again, and I think the denim is gorgeous. It's just, I probably will trim them in early July, early August, and then, like I said, they had to look good by September 1st, so I was pulling them, and they do. And then this container is huge. When you think that this right here hook is about 5.5 feet tall. And then it's almost touching the bottom. So the one thing I found out about petunias is the hummingbird moths love them. Especially this one. There's something about this petunia. This is tidal wave. And yeah, last night I had a few of them fighting over this, and then even the hummingbirds love it. So if you want to see them, petunias are the way to go. I never saw hummingbird moths. I don't think I saw one last year. It was a few years. And the hummingbirds have been crazy, almost to where I have to be careful for my head. Then the monarchs like it too. This container gets a lot of shade right now. Right now, this tree over here shades a lot, which is really nice right now. But you can see it's definitely getting enough sun for these pelargoniums, which this is a coral color. And then I want to get in here and trim this up, but I think underneath it's just gonna, oh, it might not be too bad. A few more weeks and it's gonna be kind of a cleanup time, unless if the weather stays pretty decent. 100 today and tomorrow, and then dropping to I think 68 on Wednesday. Lobelia, love this. I haven't done anything. I haven't even fertilized this. Just simple watering. And then for the petunias, I started fertilizing them. They did have a slow release fertilizer in it, but I started fertilizing them probably about the middle of July. And that was about once every 2 weeks. So I don't go crazy with the fertilizer. I think they look pretty good. But now if we were to get a rain, it would probably batter all of this down, but gorgeous. And then this container, it's hard to tell on camera, but this is Hummingbird Falls Salvia. And there were 3 tiny plants in here I got from Select Seeds. And it is poking through the kennel over there and then coming down here. It's supposed to cascade. So this in a hanging pot will be gorgeous, but it has probably got thousands of buds. But look at that color. So I do have it in these containers over here. It's just the petunias kind of tend to take over, but I love salvias because the hummingbirds love them too. And then the Agastache Apache Sunset. I backed off on the watering. I haven't really fertilized it. It's thrown off some more buds here. Oh, come on. But I do love this one. Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus. I love the purple here. I'm thinking about maybe next year doing a container back here and letting it be a tall focal point. Thinking about it. Not quite sure yet. I wanted a hydrangea standard, and that was way too expensive. And then I gave this a massive haircut, which it looks fantastic. You wouldn't even know. It was looking so tough. You could even, this is where you can plant into the sides and you can't even tell. And this is Shockwave, but purple tie-dye. That's all I'm gonna get. So you can definitely tell when I did trim it, it went to purple. So it's going to take a bit once it flushes out to start putting out more like this. And then I have euphorbia back here. It's just wispy, not a whole lot. I didn't want too much back here. And it's perfect because it's a little difficult to get back there, and I probably have to water it once a week. And I don't even fertilize it. This, it's doing okay. I think I've got ants in here. It's a lotus vine, but it has filled out rather nicely, so happy about that. I did trim away a lot of dead. I think it needs more water than what I was giving it, so now I just douse it with a lot of water. What's nice is I think it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Not quite. And this has a good amount of shade right now, which is good because at some point, if you can see where the sun is, it's going to be blazing hot on this area. So you can see we're going to be walking into it. The dahlias are really hard to see. They're in containers, but you can see right now they're reaching for the sun, but they are really pretty. Especially this one, it gets crazy. That other one was all honey. And I know I have caramel corn. I was trying to go with a kind of a food thing over here because I did have one called peanut brittle and that one rotted. Then in here, my little tropical area, this salvia is finally blooming. It looks good with these colors over here. It's just, I won't start that one from seed. It just doesn't stay in bloom very long. For the most part, it's green. I'm gonna go through here. Sorry about the air conditioning. So I'm just gonna show you kind of some. So this is a big whiskey barrel, half whiskey barrel down there. So the coleus kind of split it. And I can't get back here, so I'm leaving it. And then I had an elephant ear down here, which isn't looking too bad, but it had some issues going on with it. It ended up with some, it looked like powdery mildew. I don't think it was. So it just didn't do good. Not what I wanted it to. Texas Star Hibiscus is gorgeous. And then this is a black-eyed Susan vine. It doesn't do much vining. It does more cascading than anything. It just wants to, it doesn't. You can see in here, it just keeps falling. I had to wind it around this umbrella holder. But I love it. I think on like a pergola, it would look awesome with the tendrils coming down. And then more of that bright pink. I won't do pink petunias again. That's just not my color. Caladiums are looking good. Miss Muffet over here. They're kind of falling over. I love the whole color in this area. Well, not a lot, but I think it just kind of pulls the color from everything. Just enough. Let's see. I'll go back here. But I love this look around here. I think purple is kind of a restful color. I mean, definitely not like my tropical area over here. I just continued with the same caladiums, and these they're huge. Sorry for the jerkiness. I cannot see that. Oh, there we go. Now I can see some more red flash, Prince Tut. This is a Griffin begonia. This is a clearance plant, so it's looking fantastic. I did have some more alternate there. I'm going to do a lot more of that next year. And then this coleus is just huge. It's in a tiny container, and it's just one plant. And it never flowers. This whole area, especially on a day like today, it does. But yeah, trying to see this container. I mean, it's not super huge. Totally Tangerine Dahlia is just a grasshopper magnet. It's so sad because it is really pretty, and I'm leaving them. I know you're supposed to be deadheading, but it is just keeping the grasshoppers away from others. It's really the only one that I'm seeing it bother. More apple blossom pelargonium. I love this one. There's just one in this little container here. I have to show you this real quick. So this morning I came out to water. I was going to water these, and I had a huge toad in that one. And then I came out, and then he was no longer, I mean, massive. I would say he was like huge. But I think he buried himself in there. Can you see how the soil is lifted? So I haven't watered it right now. I don't want to dump them out, and that's fine. These are plants that I started from seed. This is just a perennial baby's breath. So if he wants that plant, that's fine. I have more than enough. I'm pretty sure he's in there because, like I said, that looks pretty fluffy. I love frogs and toads, so that's why I'm just gonna let it have its, I'm sure he's in there to keep cool. And then this salvia is absolutely gorgeous. It's different from the other one. I forget what it's called. It's supposed to only get about a foot tall, but it's constantly in bloom. This one I love. And it soft seeds. That has lasted since April or May. So we'll see if it can last through fall. Marigolds are just gorgeous. It's being taken over by the rose here. At this point, everything in my garden is kind of getting overgrown, and that's normal. I have jalapenos in that. I keep moving that container around to get as much sun as possible because this gets a lot of afternoon sun, just none in the morning. This is another dahlia. I don't know the variety. It's kind of a pom-pom. It dries really nicely. It's got a different color to it, so I like it. It's surprising. Let's see. Do I want to show you the... 2 o'clock and blazing hot sun. Petunias still look pretty good in here. Getting a little leggy. I haven't trimmed this up. I did cut the artichoke. It was definitely done, so maybe that can just fill in there. I think the petunias will like the cooler weather that's coming. This one, I didn't get to it fried. I'm just gonna let it die at this point. Oh, I want to show you. I had saved some daylily seeds from last year, and look, I've got escape. I had started, so we'll see. It's the only one. I have 3 in here. This one, this probably wasn't the best spot with, and then right there. So I don't know if this is going to amount to anything this year, but super excited about that. I collected the seeds from Going Bananas. It's a Proven Winners daylily. So, and then more mahogany splendor hibiscus. This I probably should have just trimmed on to have a more tight, compact, but I think it's great. Just offer some privacy. There are days I miss my trees. And then there are days that, especially the tomatoes, I think I would never get tired of tomatoes, but I've had a lot. But yeah, so that is my container tour. Sorry if it was, I mean, it's about longer than what I thought it was going to be, but I'm just happy with these petunias. Like I said, there's some areas that could be, from afar, it looks really nice. So all in all, I think they look really good for it being September. So hopefully your containers look pretty good. I know there's some that I'm thinking about retiring. So hopefully you enjoyed, and bye for now.